Yes, friends, the phoenix has risen. He fell asleep about 8 o'clock last night. Very tired, very beat, very worn. Because the mission he's on is very difficult, arduous, taxing. Fell asleep watching Cablevision, watching the channel stars, watching a show called Sails. S-A-I-L-S. A magnificent show. I'm not going to say it's as good as their show Spartacus, but it's right up there. It's really about man's desire for freedom and a desire not to be controlled, to be able to exert their free will and not have it infringed upon. Sails is about the pirates, their lifestyle, their way of life, and the goals of its real leaders who were not misleaders. They were good men. They eventually became the Freemasons, and you will see the Freemasonic handshakes if you know what to watch for. The character who plays Captain Flint is magnificent. I could see myself playing that role. I would love to. The women are great. There's a lot of sex, open sex, a lot of nudity, a lot of adventure, a lot of great sword fighting and fighting scenes, a lot of battles at sea scenes. To understand the pirates and who they really were, you got to go back to March 13th, a Friday, the original Friday the 13th, and that's why we have Friday the 13th and all the hullabaloo about it. 1307, Friday the 13th, 1307, when the Grand Master of the Knights Templar was arrested, along with other masters and many other Templars, under orders from King Philip of France, who got his orders from the Pope, who of course was under control of the Jews, even way back then. Know your history, folks. Not the nonsense you've been spoon-fed. Anyway, they were killed and sacrificed, but many got away. They took to the seas, and they became the pirates. And what they did is, yes, they plundered, they killed, and they took the gold from the ruling empires, who were, at the time, Great Britain, the granddaddy of them all, who were the Brits. Brit means men of the covenant, or in other words, the lost tribes of Israel. Whether you believe it or not, do your fracking homework. Stop believing the shit you've been spoon-fed by your misleaders. They had a great goal in mind. Their goal was to establish a free state where man could think outside the box and not be infringed upon by those who seek power over others, specifically the Jews and their empires, their churches. Yeah, they have churches. The Catholic Church is nothing but a cult like Judaism, a subdivision of Judaism. They both worship the same God, Yahweh, Jehovah, just like the Muslims worship Allah. They're all one and the same. Different names for an entity who is in truth Satan or Saturn or the devil. Certainly not Lucifer, the light bearer. Anyway, they went on, the pirates were destroyed, and eventually went on, the ones who lived, with the money they had stolen, and formed the Freemasons. They, of course, were infiltrated in the 17th century by the Jews, the Rothschilds, the Synagogue of Satan. Today, of course, the ruling empires are not Great Britain, France, and Spain, as they were back then, who were still controlled by the Jews until Spain kicked them out. But they always found their way back in, because they're a relentless bunch of rats. They're like roaches. And what happened was they formed the Freemasons, and when the Freemasons were infiltrated, now you have 3 other ruling empires, all being ruled by what I call the Iron Bank, as you will see depicted in the HBO series Game of Thrones, who are in track, again, the Jews controlling it all. Because this is not God's world, this is Satan's world. And the Jews worship Satan, or Saturn, or as the Arabs call him, Allah. But in truth, he's no more than Naaman Sin, the moon god of the Sumerians, El Shaddai, the storm god of the Hyksos kings, the original Habaru, the Demiurge, Ialdabaoth, as the Greeks called him, and the Gnostic know him to be. He's an archon. You could read that in the Dead Sea Scrolls. He's not God. But these pirates really had a goal in mind. The goal was to, as I said, establish a free state where man could think outside the box and have a chance of salvation and not be infringed upon by the free will of those who seek power over the races. And once they control you, their goal, the enslavement of man and the destruction of man, is not in your best interest, of course. It's in their best interest. The show is magnificent. If you don't have Stars, the channel, I would suggest you get it and watch it. That's all I have to say for now.